Hey everyone, today we're going to be doing an unboxing, a test, and teardown of the internet's cheapest hot plate. Now I wanted to put one caveat on that. It's not the all-time cheapest hot plate that's available on the internet. This is the world's cheapest hot plate that I could find that has a ceramic cooktop. So a lot of hot plates, the really cheap ones, come with a metal cooktop, and I wanted to find the cheapest one that I could find that still has a ceramic cooktop. Ceramic cooktops just quite a bit better. It's easier to clean, usually more versatile and resistant to chemical spills, that type of thing. So this is what I found, and I'm excited to show it to you today. So my qualifications for this was I was looking for the cheapest ceramic top hot plate, and that's it. The one that I found, I looked through all brand new hot plates, I didn't look at any used ones, was the JOANLAB HS5. And I was mostly looking for a hot plate, but in this case, I got the stirrer included as well. So that's kind of a bonus. The price was $79. That was shipped to my door. That was the cheapest price that I could find anywhere on the internet for that hot plate. I got it on AliExpress and I got it on Black Friday, and there was a discount of $15 off. So that was a pretty huge discount. Normally this hot plate's about $95. Right now, AliExpress and Amazon have the same price. Amazon is a lot more convenient and much faster shipping for the US customers, so I would recommend buying on Amazon. There's an affiliate link down in the description if you're interested in looking and seeing what the price is looking like right now. So also in this hot plate, the supposed max temperature is 260 degrees Celsius, and we're going to test that. So I'm going to fast forward through opening the box, and we'll see what's inside. And here we go. So first, what you get in the box is it's like a sticker of some kind and a user manual. So just basically what you should have gotten in the box, the delivery list, as well as some of the product data, what you can expect. So I bought the most basic one, so I expect this to be the HS5. Should have some speed capabilities, which we'll test. And then we got a stir bar, which is a nice feature that they added as well. I'm happy about that. Continuing on, here we have our hot plate. So this is the hot control. There's a nice little snap there. And here's the stir control. We have the power cord input. I don't see a fuse, so that's a little bit concerning on first glance. But everything else looks fine. It's very professional, clean. That's a ceramic top. Yeah, nice. Let's see what else we have in the box here. Some more padding. Here's our power cable. And this looks like the mount for the vertical sort of pipe that you can attach. Typically what that's for is for some sort of temperature thermocouple. I don't think this one included a thermocouple, though maybe it did. I'll have to check, see what's inside here. Yeah, so no thermocouple, but we got these tubes that look like they attach together this way. Let's see here if we can just figure this out. Yep, that looks right. And then I guess in theory, you could have a thermometer that goes down into whatever vessel you're trying to heat. So I was checking just to make sure, and it looks like indeed this device is 110 volts to 220 volt compatible. So you should just be able to plug it into mains, no matter what country you're in, and it should just work. Now, I got the US plug because I'm in the United States, but there was multiple different options when I was checking it out that you could get different types of plugs. So if you're in a different country, don't worry. They have plugs for multiple different types of countries, and you won't need to buy an adapter. So now it's time for the device's first power on. Let's hope it doesn't explode. So as expected, we don't have any stirring or heat yet because we haven't turned them on. So if we turn on our stirring first, let's see how that performs. So yeah, it looks like it stirs just fine. The speed control is smooth. I like that. Now we can take off our stir bar and see about the heat. One thing I'll be interested in to see is how it sort of controls the temperature. Does it just send sort of a half power when it's halfway, or is there some sort of set temperature that it aims for and has a PID loop in order to meet that set temperature? That's something I'll be looking at. I have this thermocouple right here. It's like the simplest thermocouple ever, and it just allows me to see the temperature of the top of the plate. Yep, and that's making good connection with the top of the plate, so we should be able to tell in real time, what our temperature is. And now I'll just fast forward through, and you'll be able to see the temperature change over time. Okay, so at about half power, it looks like it peaks at right around 166 degrees Celsius. Supposedly, again, it's supposed to go up to 260 degrees Celsius at its max power. So this is where it sort of has been leveling off over the past minute or so. Actually, it's just going up now again. So I'll wait a little bit longer before turning it up, but I just wanted to see what these different power settings look like and what temperatures we can expect it to reach at the end. So in a minute, I'll turn up the power to max power, and we'll see what power what temperature it's able to reach at that point. Okay, so it's fallen a full degree. I think it's finally reached its max temp for half power, and yeah, it just kept going up. Right when I thought it was done, it just kept rising in temperature. So it's taken us, I don't know, about 30 minutes to get to this point. So it does take a little bit of time to heat up. But on the other hand, I was looking at the power it takes. I don't know if you can read this. It takes about 1 amp of power when it's switched on and heating. It fluctuates just a little bit. That screen might be hard for you to read. It says 0.8 right now. But when it's fully heating, I think the highest I've seen, 1.3, like it says right there. So yeah, I thought that was kind of interesting. Low power. I have other hot plates which are similar size, which also say that they can heat kind of a 3-liter capacity. and they draw more like 2 amps. So this one clearly doesn't probably quite have the power capabilities that some of those do, but still, for the price point, it's not bad. So now we're gonna turn the temperature all the way up to the max setting and see where we end up temperature-wise. So the plate is starting to struggle quite a bit. The temperature is increasing at a rate of less than 1 degree per minute. So it's taking a really, really long time to heat up past this. It's up to 245 now. I believe that it probably can reach 260 degrees given enough time. Although this is with almost no thermal load. You think about, this is just a 120 watt hot plate. We saw it had about 1 amp that it's drawing at 120 volts. It's not a high power hot plate. So if you put a large load on it, let's say you wanted to boil, it says you can have 3 liters worth of volume on it. It says that in the manual as well as online. Yeah, it's going to take a very, very long time to heat it up. I believe it could probably bring that to a boil, but it would take a long time. And if you want to speed up that process, one thing you could do is build sort of a aluminum foil house around the hot plate to keep the heat in, to keep the heat from dissipating just into the air, depending on how large of a space you're in and what your starting temperature is. The temperature in this room was about 55 degrees Fahrenheit when I started, and it's about the same temperature now. So if you start the room at 70 degrees Fahrenheit, let's say, which is normal 21 Celsius room temperature, then you could probably reach this temperature, 260 degrees even easier. But for now, it's struggling. It's taking some time to really heat up. So I think this is sort of the realistic, very small load max temp that you can expect out of this plate. Something like 250 degrees Celsius, just depends on your environment. So now that the temperature is cooled to a reasonable temperature, we can start with the teardown process. So there aren't any visible screws that I can see. I'm going to assume that there are some hidden under these feet, and we'll try to remove those. So my assumption was correct. Under those feet there are 4 Phillips head screws. And I guess a couple things we expect to see inside. I can sort of see a little bit through these vent holes. We expect to see some sort of a voltage transformer in the back, because no matter what voltage you put in, the hot plate's going to work, whether it's 110 or 220 or 240. The hot plate's going to function just fine. So we expect to see some sort of a voltage transformer in there. Then we expect to see the control circuit, and then probably a separate circuit board in the front for these knobs. That's pretty typical. And then we also expect to see some sort of, you can almost see in the middle there's something coming up to the plate. I think that's probably the power that connects to the plate. According to the manual, I was reading the manual, it doesn't have any sort of temperature sensor inside of it. So that could be why the temperature is fluctuating quite a bit when we had it at half power. If you recall, the temperature kind of quickly went up to one temperature and then slowly sort of crept around. So yeah, that could be why, if there's no temperature sensor in the plate itself. Almost all respectable hot plates will have some sort of a temperature sensor in the plate, so that you can set it to, say, half, and then you can expect it to stay at, let's say, 140 degrees, something like that. So yeah, we'll take it apart and we'll find out for sure what's in this thing. So yep, there we have it. There's the motor, which spins the magnetic stirrer on top. It's a brushless DC motor, it looks like. And then we have that power. This is the power adapter board, which allows you to convert, from either 120 or 220, depending on where you live. And then, yep, there's a front control panel, which has the 2 knobs that control the temperature on it. And I guess as expected, from what we see in the manual, there's only 2 wires that head up to the hot plate. It's these 2. There's no other wires that connect up to the hot plate. These other 4 posts are simply mounts. You can see there's 1 screw here, 1 that's hidden back behind here, 1 right there, and then another 1 that's also hidden. So yeah, that's why the temperature is fluctuating, and you probably wouldn't expect this plate to stay very stable. But all in all, I'm pretty happy with this plate. The price was so good I had to try it. It looks like it heats just fine. So I'm going to be trying it more, using it more on my channel with other experiments, other projects that I have. But yeah, that's all I have for now. Thanks for watching. Bye.